Hey everyone, and welcome. My name's Aaron, and this is my friend Kyle, and today we're gonna do a little demo of this Caroline Guitar Company MétéORE reverb pedal.
Yeah.
I have not actually heard this pedal, but I saw Kyle, as a buddy of mine, and I saw it on his Instagram that he got one, and we were like, let's do a demo. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
I first saw this demo and I saw Philippe, the creator of it, talking about it with the CME guys. But it just stood out as a really unique reverb pedal in that it's not trying to model anything. And it's kind of the Space Invader thing. Basically, it's a preamp that drives the reverb signal only.
So walk us through the controls. I mean, they're not labeled like level and, you know, like mix or what you normally have, but walk us through like
So we have level or like the
amount of
reverb.
Yep.
Then we have the preamp, which again just drives the reverb.
Okay.
Then we have this,
and that's this guy.
That's this one. Yeah.
So that's the amount of gain that we're hitting the reverb with.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep. And then we have like the size control, which maybe controls the room size.
Okay.
And then the regen is this other knob over here, which makes it longer. And these two, the size and regen, interact with each other and create some pretty cool harmonics and stuff.
Okay.
And then we have a dark and bright switch, which just kind of brightens things up or not.
Right.
We have on and off.
Yep.
And then we have the havoc switch, which just kind of makes everything go nuts.
Cool. So his clean, just dry signal sounds like this. So let's just turn it on and see kind of what happens here.
Yeah,
maybe, I don't know if you...
Yeah, we'll turn it on. We'll do a little bit of this and a little bit of that and get the level kind of to unity.
Yep.
Maybe.
That sounds dope.
We're just going to introduce this and kind of go a little bit crazy.
Okay, let's do it. So it's like... Yeah, it's distorting it, but it's definitely very musical. It's like a pleasing musical type of sort of breakup.
And it's nice that your original signal is still there.
Right.
And so when they first heard about it, what got me going on this was, it sounds like somebody's doubling your part in another room with a stack just cranked.
Right.
And then you're just playing nice and pretty.
Because that's pretty. I mean, that you could probably hear that's a generous amount of effect on the signal, but it still wasn't like it still didn't really get. It didn't get muddied up like it tends to in a reverb or whatever.
Yeah.
But let's play with some other sounds. What happens if we...
Yeah, I'll let you...
Okay, I'm just going to do my thing here. Man, I love how when you hit that, I was playing with the havoc switch there, you could probably hear, I love how it lets go. Once you let go of the switch, there's a little release time. There's a very natural sounding release.
It's not gone.
Yeah,
it's not out of control.
Right.
This,
it just kind of it's very musical. And
there's this spot where as you increase the gain, it can actually self-oscillate itself. So if you ever needed to make a noise track,
right,
of like a really awful, not nightmare, but just a tough dream that you're trying to get through,
right.
That's it.
Not a nightmare, but just a tough dream.
Just a tough dream.
Just a tough dream. Maybe show us like how you've used it, like if you were playing in a set or something like that. And I mean, you can obviously get some crazy sounds with it, but some more standard, just sort of. Do you use it as a normal sounding reverb as well?
Totally. I think keeping the monster at bay is critical. And then I like a lot of reverb. Just in general.
Yeah.
Something shorter, where I don't want it to go on forever.
Yeah.
Maybe in there, maybe a little dirt, maybe a little brightness. The name comes from Philippe was in Paris for a while, and there's this one train line called the MétéORE.
Oh, okay.
And so it sounds like tile and steel and glass.
Yeah.
And how the echo just keeps going.
Right.
But it's like stuttered by whatever columns are in the
Right.
space. So it sounds like there's a train in there.
Right.
In a mile-long tube, and we're just hearing the sound keep going and
right.
stuff.
That's like, there's no overdrive in our signal path right now. We're going straight into the amp.
Yep.
I mean, if we turn this off, the amp's breaking up a little bit, but I mean, that is so cool that all of that grit is coming from.
It is kind of specific in some ways. Like, it's not always the right sound, for
right.
sure. Like, if I do want something just super smooth and super clean.
Right. Even when we made it clean, it still definitely has that character. It's a character reverb. You know, I love inspirational boxes like this because immediately when Kyle was playing, I was like, ooh, if I could make that sound, I would write this kind of a song, or it makes me want to be in this kind of a band, or whatever. So it kind of unlocks. I mean, I think that's what the best gear does.
Yeah.
Now I have a feeling now in my mind. I have that connects to some emotion for me.
Right.
And this brings out that kind of lonely
Yeah.
You're in that space. You can envision, what you'd be feeling if you were in that space and whatever. And then your playing, gets affected by that or whatever.
Right.
And so,
Yeah,
I don't know if that's been your experience.
Totally.
Yeah.
The thing with gear is which comes first, the part or the tone or the settings that we're choosing. And this is one of those pedals that I think if you tried to apply it to a part that's already played, it would have to be really written with this sound in mind. Whereas if you start with this place, it kind of inspires and informs the notes and the style that you play.
Well said. Thanks so much, Kyle, for joining us. That's the Caroline Guitar Company MétéORE.
Bravo.